This week on Savvy Saturdays, I wrap up my debt perception series. Stay tuned to find out why bankruptcy, 401k loans, settlement companies, and more are options you should avoid. Welcome back for the final installment in my debt perception series. This week we're going to cover 4 more common areas of debt, including how people try to get rid of their debt. I hope this series has been educational for you and helped you avoid these most common debt traps. Knowledge is power. So let's jump into the last 4 and finish strong. First, personal loans. No, I'm not talking about that kind that you get from the bank. I'm talking about the kind you get from your mother, brother, work buddy, or other personal relation. It's easy to think that they'll be understanding, be flexible on getting paid back, and maybe even co-sign for you. However, when you go this route, you put relationships at risk. I've watched as father-daughter relationships have crumbled because daddy was the bank for the second mortgage. I've seen relatives be understanding and patient, but then there's still awkwardness between them and the relative that borrowed from them. The principle of King Solomon that the borrower is slave to the lender is inescapable no matter how well-intentioned all parties involved are. Don't jeopardize your most important relationships over money. It's never worth it. Next, the oh-so-convenient 401k or 403b loan. One of the most common things I see in personal finances is people checking the box at work to contribute to the retirement account and then not knowing how to properly manage the rest that they bring home. Then later, they take a 401k or 403b loan to patch up the mess that they've made. This is a cycle that's doomed to fail. The perception with borrowing from retirement is that you're using your own money, so that's smart because you're paying yourself interest on the difference. Really though, you are putting your retirement at risk. If you leave your company for any reason while the loan is still outstanding, death, layoff, getting fired, finding a better job and leaving, or even restructuring of the business due to new ownership are all things that will trigger the loan as needing to be repaid in full. Once that happens, you have 60 days to pay your loan back, in some cases only 45 days, or it will be considered an early withdrawal and you'll pay taxes and penalties up to 55%. That's a huge tax liability suddenly dropped into your lap. When it comes to borrowing against retirement, just say no. Next, debt settlement services. The perception here is that you can take the easy way out by hiring someone to handle this and they're going to do a better job. I mean, after all, they're the ones more experienced in this process, right? But no one cares about your situation more than you do, and not even debt settlement companies can negotiate a settlement if you aren't already behind on payments. They may advise you intentionally to get behind to get a settlement, which in my opinion is unethical. If you can pay those payments, you should. Most importantly though, debt settlement companies are the #1 industry being investigated for fraud by the Federal Trade Commission. One client paid $26,000 to a company only to find that no debts had been paid. This is because you aren't relinquishing liability to the settlement company, and if they don't do their job, they just take your money and keep it instead of sending it to the debtors like they're supposed to each month while negotiating the settlement. This is such a huge problem that officials like the Attorney General of Minnesota have had to make public service announcements to try and educate the public of the dangers of these kinds of companies. Run from debt settlement companies. You can learn to settle them on your own. Lastly, bankruptcy. While this is not a kind of debt, it is a commonly considered solution. The truth is that bankruptcy is not as simple as you may think. Many people think that filing bankruptcy will solve all their problems. It's a reset button and a fresh start. But bankruptcy will stay with you for the rest of your life, not just 10 years on a credit report. When people consider bankruptcy, they aren't usually aware of a few important things. 1, there are several things bankruptcy cannot get rid of. It can't eliminate IRS debt, eliminate criminal restitution, eliminate alimony and child support, and get this, it cannot discharge federally backed student loans. Hello, Navient. 2, bankruptcy does not deal with the spending habits or lack of communication in marriage or lack of income or whatever it was that got you to this moment. 3, it's not a quick fix, and in the case of a Chapter 13, it's a 3 to 5 year repayment plan. Only a Chapter 7 liquidation gets rid of everything, including your assets, so why don't we just make our own repayment plan and get on top of this, right? Oh, by the way, do you have the money to file bankruptcy? Attorney's fees to do so range from $2,500 to $5,000. So bankruptcy is not a quick fix or a magic wand. You need to be informed and beware of the false information you're being fed. So how do you break free of the credit card, stop the cycle of car payments, avoid bankruptcy, settle debts on your own terms, and much more? Maybe it's time for some outside guidance. I offer a free 30-minute consultation to everyone, and I've helped countless clients find hope and a solution to finally take control of this money issue and find the money to fund their dreams. I hope you found this information helpful. Make sure to download my free ebook, The Money Finder, which helps you save in 5 major expense areas. And come join me in the Strong Together Money community. It's my free Facebook community designed to keep you focused, informed, and growing on your financial journey. Also, are you tired of paying that ridiculous cable bill, but you don't know how to keep your content without it? Maybe you've even cut cable already, but you're wondering if there's a better option that can save you more or give you more options without added cost. Check out my online course, Cable Cutting Academy, at cablecuttingacademy.com for more information. It's to help plenty of people find options and savings step by step. This has been Jeremy with Strength in Numbers, helping you find more money to fund your dreams.